Now, algebra is the combination of alphabets and numbers, and the relationship that subsists between these numbers and alphabet would either be additional relationship, subtractional relationship, multiplicational relationship, or divisional relationship. Now to the rules of algebra. Rule number 1, we cannot add or subtract a number from an alphabet. Rule number 2, we cannot add or subtract an alphabet from another alphabet. Rule number 3, we cannot add or subtract alphabets of different exponents. Now these are the basic rules of algebra. Now I hope I can run you through the following exercises so we can move forward. Now to exercise 1, x plus x. Now before I solve this x plus x, I would like to present to you a basic fact. Now you've been taught A to Z in your preschool or your nursery school, where they just tell you A for apple, B for ball. But now I'm going to proceed this fact to you, that from A to Z, where A stands for any of those alphabets, there is a 1 in front of it, there is a 1 on top of it, and there is a 1 underneath it. The 1 in front of it is labeled the coefficient. The 1 on top of it is labeled the exponent. And the 1 underneath it is labeled the denominator. Now, when we have x plus x, what I'm going to make use of is the coefficient. Have this in your mind. Whenever you are adding up algebra, all you need to make use of is the coefficient. So now for this, I'm just going to write out the little secret of which I just gave to you. There is a 1 in front of it, which is called the coefficient. There is also a 1 in front of this, it's also called the coefficient. Now I'm going to add up the coefficients together using this sign. So we have 1 plus 1 and your x outside of the bracket. So how I got this 1 plus 1 is just adding up the coefficient of the x's. So 1 plus 1 will give us 2. Then my x in front of it. So what about this? We have 2x plus x. This is basically 2x plus 1x. So now, adding up the coefficients, we have 2 plus 1, then our x. 2 plus 1 will give us 3x. Now for this, we have the exponents 2. And the exponents are the same, so we can go ahead and add. But if the exponents are different, we cannot add. If this is raised by 2 and this is raised by 3, it is impossible to add. But in accordance to the rule, this satisfies an addition of algebra. So I'm just going to add up the coefficients. So now we have 2 is the coefficient of x squared here. I write 2 in the bracket. 1 is the coefficient of x squared here. I write plus 1. Then my x squared outside of the bracket. 2 plus 1 will give 3. Then my x squared at the back of it. So now to number 4. Now whenever you have a bracket introduced in an algebra, firstly solve what is inside the bracket before you take note of what is outside of the bracket. So now let's solve what's inside the bracket. 2 outside the bracket, so 2x plus 7x. Now adding it up the way we add this up, 2 plus 7 will give us 9. So I write 9, then I write my x. 2 times 9. Okay, whenever you have a bracket, you multiply what's outside what is inside after you've done all the solving you need to do. So 2 times 9 will give 18. Then we have our x. I hope that is understood. Now for this, we have x plus y. A way I can do this to get it wrongly is to say my answer is xy. No, I can't do that. Remember the second rule I just gave to you. We cannot add an alphabet with another different alphabet. This is an alphabet and this is another alphabet, so I cannot add them together. So they remain x plus y. So what I just go ahead and do is to open the bracket with 3. So now 3 times x and 3 times y will give me 3x and 3y.